For millions of seniors, breakfast has long been considered the most important meal of the day, a cherished morning ritual involving familiar foods, a quiet cup of coffee, and maybe a newspaper or soft background radio. But hidden in that comforting routine may be a serious health risk that is quietly damaging one of the most vital organs in your body, your liver. Many popular breakfast items that seem harmless or even healthy on the surface are actually contributing to chronic liver strain, fatty liver development, and long-term metabolic dysfunction, especially in people over the age of 60. And because liver disease often progresses silently with few symptoms, many seniors may be walking around with serious liver impairment and not even realize it until it's far too late. What's alarming is that this damage isn't caused by alcohol or medications for most older adults. It's coming from what they're putting on their plates every single morning. You might think you're starting your day right with a bowl of cereal, a glass of fruit juice, or a slice of toast with jam. But these common foods are often loaded with added sugars, refined carbs, industrial oils, and artificial additives that overwork your liver from the moment you wake up. The liver is responsible for over 500 vital functions in the body, from filtering toxins to metabolizing nutrients, regulating cholesterol, supporting immune defense, and managing your blood sugar. It is one of the hardest working organs in your body, and yet it's also one of the most underappreciated and vulnerable to lifestyle choices. When we consume high-glycemic breakfast items, things like white bread, pancakes with syrup, instant oatmeal packets, breakfast bars, sweetened yogurts, and fruit-flavored juices, our liver is hit with a surge of fructose and glucose that it must process immediately. Fructose, in particular, is metabolized only by the liver and, in excess, gets rapidly converted into fat. Over time, this can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, a silent epidemic among seniors that is now more common than ever before. The scary part is that fatty liver often doesn't hurt. You won't feel it growing, and it doesn't cause immediate pain. But as fat accumulates in liver cells, it creates inflammation, oxidative stress, and scarring that can eventually lead to liver fibrosis, cirrhosis, and even liver cancer. All of this may be triggered by seemingly innocent breakfast habits repeated day after day, year after year. And many seniors are never told the truth about this connection. Instead, they're advised to eat heart-healthy cereals or start their day with a bagel and low-fat cream cheese, thinking they're making a smart choice when, in reality, they're just accelerating the liver's decline. Adding to the problem is the widespread use of processed seed oils like soybean, canola, corn, and sunflower oil in packaged breakfast products. These oils are rich in omega-6 fatty acids that disrupt the delicate balance of inflammation in the body, fueling liver damage and contributing to insulin resistance. Combine these inflammatory fats with added sugars, artificial colors, preservatives, and emulsifiers found in many processed breakfast foods, and you got a recipe for metabolic disaster. Seniors are particularly vulnerable because aging naturally reduces liver efficiency, slows metabolism, and increases the risk of insulin resistance. What might be manageable for a 30-year-old can wreak havoc on a 70-year-old system. And yet, many seniors continue eating the same types of breakfast they've eaten for decades, unaware that their body's tolerance has changed and that what once worked for them may now be hurting them. Even drinks marketed as healthy breakfast options, like fruit smoothies, vitamin waters, or flavored almond milk, can contain hidden sugars or additives that spike blood sugar and inflame the liver. The constant bombardment of high-carb, low-protein, and processed morning foods sets up a cascade of hormonal imbalances, increased belly fat, sluggish energy, and brain fog that worsens throughout the day. And instead of linking these symptoms to breakfast, many seniors blame them on aging, when in truth, they're a result of dietary choices that are entirely within their control. Fortunately, the liver is a remarkably resilient organ. If you stop the onslaught of harmful foods and instead begin feeding it what it truly needs, high-quality proteins, healthy fats, fiber-rich vegetables, and antioxidant-packed spices, it can regenerate itself and even reverse early stages of damage. But to do that, we must first recognize the most damaging culprits hiding in plain sight on our breakfast tables. And that journey starts by taking a hard look at what's really in our bowls and mugs each morning and understanding how the wrong choices can accumulate over time into serious consequences. Many seniors believe they're doing themselves a favor by choosing low-fat, diet, or light breakfast options, unaware that these often contain even more sugar and artificial additives than the full-fat versions. Others skip breakfast altogether, thinking it's better than eating the wrong thing, but that can lead to blood sugar crashes, poor mood, and unhealthy snacking later in the day. The real solution is not avoidance, but replacement, swapping out harmful staples for nutrient-dense alternatives that support liver detoxification and cellular repair. It's not about trendy diets or harsh restrictions. It's about practical, sustainable changes that respect the unique nutritional needs of people over 60 and help protect the liver's critical functions without sacrificing flavor or enjoyment. One of the most underestimated contributors to liver stress among seniors is the simple act of starting the day with a tall glass of orange juice or apple juice, something that was long marketed as a wholesome and natural way to begin a morning. But what many don't realize is that fruit juice, especially the store-bought, pasteurized kind, is essentially just concentrated sugar water stripped of fiber. And when consumed in the early hours of the day on an empty stomach, it creates a shockwave in the bloodstream and forces the liver to work overtime. Unlike eating a whole orange or apple, which contains pulp and fiber to slow down sugar absorption, drinking juice causes a rapid spike in blood glucose and insulin levels, followed by a crash that triggers cravings, mood swings, and fatigue. Seniors are especially sensitive to these sugar fluctuations due to slower metabolic function and the presence of other age-related conditions like type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. But more importantly, the high levels of fructose in juice go straight to the liver, where it's rapidly converted into fat. Over time, this daily flood of sugar can accumulate and result in a liver so fatty and inflamed that its ability to perform basic functions becomes compromised. And the problem extends beyond juice. Many seniors also start their day with breakfast cereals labeled as heart-healthy or whole grain. Yet these are often loaded with hidden sugars, sodium, preservatives, and chemical flavorings. Even so-called healthy granolas, when closely examined, may contain more sugar than a slice of cake per serving. These products are often promoted as ideal for cholesterol control or digestive health. But without proper scrutiny, they end up delivering little nutritional benefit while pushing the liver closer to dysfunction. Granola bars, toaster pastries, flavored instant oatmeal, and fiber-enriched breakfast cookies all fall into this trap. The packaging may boast high fiber or added vitamins, but the base ingredients are still refined carbs, seed oils, and syrups that demand detoxification and metabolic processing by the liver before your body can benefit from any of the added nutrients. The liver becomes bogged down, trying to break down excess sugars and store what it doesn't immediately need, turning it into triglycerides that contribute to fat buildup not only in the liver, but also around the abdomen and internal organs. This visceral fat is particularly dangerous because it secretes inflammatory compounds that further strain the liver and promote insulin resistance, setting the stage for serious chronic diseases. One might think that switching to low-sugar or sugar-free options would be better, but these often contain artificial sweeteners like sucralose or aspartame, which may have adverse effects on the gut microbiome and liver enzymes, especially with long-term use. The liver doesn't just process food, it also handles toxins and foreign substances. When you introduce a constant stream of chemical additives, preservatives, and synthetic sweeteners into your diet, the liver has to divert its energy away from vital metabolic tasks in order to deal with these intruders. Over time, this lowers its efficiency and resilience. For seniors already dealing with age-related decline in liver capacity, this additional burden becomes too much. What makes this even more challenging is that the damage often isn't immediately visible. You may not experience pain, but instead you feel slower, more fatigued, your digestion seems off, you gain weight even though your diet hasn't changed much, and you start noticing difficulty concentrating or remembering things. These signs are often dismissed as a natural part of aging, but they're also hallmark symptoms of a liver that is overwhelmed and underperforming. In a healthy state, your liver can handle occasional indulgences and recover from minor dietary mistakes. But when the same poor breakfast choices are made day after day, especially over the course of years or decades, they begin to take a cumulative toll. The reality is that many seniors are unknowingly entering each day in a state of internal inflammation and liver stress simply because of how they're breaking their fast. And this becomes a vicious cycle. The more tired and sluggish you feel, the more you might crave quick energy in the form of sugary snacks or caffeine, which only worsens the burden on your liver and digestive system. It's important to remember that the liver doesn't function in isolation. Its health impacts nearly every system in the body. When liver detoxification is impaired, toxins that should be eliminated linger in the bloodstream longer, affecting brain clarity, immune function, and cardiovascular health. This makes breakfast not just a matter of calories or convenience, but a daily opportunity to support or sabotage your long-term wellness. That's why understanding the real effects of what's on your breakfast plate is critical, especially after age 60. Your body has fewer reserves to bounce back from dietary mistakes, and the longer you continue unknowingly consuming liver-damaging foods, the more difficult it becomes to reverse the damage later on. But this doesn't mean you need to give up all of your morning favorites or adopt some extreme dietary routine. Small changes can make a big difference. Replacing fruit juice with lemon water, herbal teas, or freshly blended vegetable drinks can instantly reduce your sugar load and begin to lighten the liver's burden. Swapping processed breakfast bars for hard-boiled eggs, avocado on whole grain toast, or chia pudding made with unsweetened almond milk can improve nutrient density without triggering a sugar crash. Instead of sugary yogurts, opt for plain Greek yogurt with berries and flax seeds, which provides protein and fiber to stabilize blood sugar and support liver regeneration. These are not fads or gimmicks. They're practical, research-backed changes that acknowledge the realities of aging physiology and offer seniors a better chance at sustaining liver health and overall vitality well into their golden years. When it comes to reversing or preventing the damage caused by breakfast foods that overwhelm the liver, one of the most crucial factors to address is the reduction of processed foods, especially those loaded with artificial additives and preservatives. Unfortunately, many seniors rely on convenience over nutritional value, particularly when they have busy mornings or aren't able to cook for themselves. Prepackaged breakfast foods like microwavable pancakes, frozen waffles, and ready-to-eat cereal bars may seem like a time saver, but these products come with a hidden price. Not only do they typically contain unhealthy fats from hydrogenated oils, which promote inflammation and fat storage in the liver, but they also often have refined sugars, artificial colorings, and other chemical preservatives that disrupt the natural detoxification processes the liver depends on. These artificial substances are processed by the liver, which has to devote additional resources to breaking them down instead of performing its more vital functions. The more of these foods that are consumed, the harder it becomes for the liver to detoxify the body. And over time, this accumulation can lead to a decrease in liver function, insulin resistance, and fat accumulation in liver cells. Seniors are also at a higher risk for these problems because as we age, our liver's detoxifying capabilities naturally decline, making it even more critical to minimize exposure to these types of foods. If you're still relying on these processed foods to start your day, your liver is constantly under pressure to manage an influx of ingredients that were never meant to be part of a balanced, nutritious diet. This is not just a theoretical concern. Studies have shown that a diet high in processed foods, particularly those high in sugar and unhealthy fats, contributes to the development of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, which is currently one of the most common liver conditions in seniors. It's essential to recognize that while these foods are marketed as easy and convenient, they come with long-term consequences for your liver's health. And when your liver is stressed, the rest of your body pays the price. Along with the harmful ingredients in many processed foods, another critical factor to consider is the way certain breakfast habits contribute to insulin resistance. Insulin resistance occurs when the cells of the body become less responsive to the hormone insulin, which is responsible for regulating blood sugar. This is particularly problematic for seniors who may already be dealing with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. When insulin resistance develops, it creates a cascade of metabolic disturbances, including high blood sugar levels, fat accumulation in the liver, and increased fat storage around the belly. The liver, which plays a central role in regulating blood sugar, becomes overburdened by excess glucose, leading to its fat accumulation and inflammation. Many breakfast choices, such as sugary cereals or pastries, are loaded with refined carbohydrates and sugars that spike insulin levels, increasing the risk of developing insulin resistance and further stressing the liver. This is a vicious cycle. Your body needs insulin to regulate glucose, but when the liver becomes overburdened with excess sugar and fat, it struggles to function properly. This is why it's so crucial for seniors to choose breakfasts that won't trigger an insulin spike, but instead stabilize blood sugar and provide sustained energy throughout the day. A good rule of thumb is to focus on meals that include a balance of protein, healthy fats, and fiber-rich carbohydrates, as these nutrients help regulate insulin levels and prevent blood sugar from rising too rapidly. Foods like eggs, avocado, and whole grains can help keep your liver and blood sugar levels in check, while also providing vital nutrients that support overall wellness. Another dietary strategy that has been gaining attention in recent years is intermittent fasting, which involves cycling between periods of eating and fasting. For seniors with sluggish liver function or those looking to give their liver a break, intermittent fasting may be a beneficial approach. When you fast, your body shifts from using glucose for energy to using stored fat, giving the liver a chance to repair itself. Moreover, fasting has been shown to reduce liver fat, improve insulin sensitivity, and enhance overall liver function. However, it's important to note that intermittent fasting isn't a one-size-fits-all solution, and seniors should always consult with their healthcare provider before making any drastic changes to their diet. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't require drastic changes in food choices. It's more about timing and frequency. For those who are unsure about fasting, simply extending the period between dinner and breakfast by a few hours can provide some benefits without feeling like a major lifestyle change. With that said, the ultimate goal is to create a breakfast routine that nourishes your liver and sets a positive tone for the rest of the day. This can be achieved through simple swaps, replacing sugary cereals with high-protein, low-carb options like eggs, smoothies made with fresh vegetables, and unsweetened almond milk or whole-grain toast with avocado. By focusing on nutrient-dense options, you're not just avoiding the foods that harm your liver, you're actively supporting its repair and detoxification processes. And if you need a little extra support, certain foods are particularly beneficial for liver health. For instance, beets, which are rich in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds, can help promote liver detoxification, while leafy greens like spinach and kale support the liver's natural ability to flush out toxins. Turmeric, a potent anti-inflammatory spice, can also be added to your meals to reduce liver inflammation and encourage cellular regeneration. These small changes, when practiced consistently, can make a world of difference for your liver's long-term health and help you age more gracefully and healthfully. To wrap up, let's consider the broader impact that proper breakfast choices can have on your overall health, especially when it comes to liver function and aging. The liver is a crucial organ responsible for over 500 essential functions in the body, ranging from detoxifying harmful substances, metabolizing nutrients, producing vital proteins, to storing glycogen for energy. When it becomes overloaded with sugar, unhealthy fats, and artificial chemicals, its ability to perform these functions efficiently is significantly diminished. Over time, this can lead to chronic diseases like fatty liver disease, diabetes, and even liver failure, particularly in seniors. This is why it's imperative to rethink the way you approach your morning routine, with an emphasis on foods that not only nourish but also support your liver's health and its vital role in keeping your body balanced. Changing your breakfast habits may seem like a small adjustment, but the long-term benefits are significant. It's not just about choosing a healthier alternative. It's about giving your liver the best chance to function at its peak, which in turn can have a positive impact on your energy levels, cognitive function, immune system, and even your overall longevity. Seniors who prioritize liver health through mindful food choices, along with lifestyle practices like regular exercise, staying hydrated, and managing stress, are better positioned to maintain their independence, vitality, and quality of life as they age. Additionally, when seniors focus on nutrient-dense breakfasts, ones rich in healthy fats, fiber, and protein, they're not only reducing the strain on their liver, they're also promoting stable blood sugar levels, supporting healthy cholesterol, and preventing the inflammatory response that leads to chronic health issues. The benefits of such simple yet effective changes to your breakfast routine go beyond just liver health. They can also contribute to improved mood, better sleep, increased mobility, and reduced risk of disease. While it's easy to fall into the habit of relying on quick, processed breakfast options, taking a little extra time to prepare nutrient-packed meals can have a profound impact on your health over time. So instead of opting for store-bought juices or sugary cereals, consider swapping them for wholesome ingredients like eggs, chia seeds, avocado, and leafy greens, which provide the nutrients your liver needs to detoxify, repair, and regenerate. Taking care of your liver today will help you enjoy a longer, healthier life tomorrow. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to make this change is to start with small steps. Begin by swapping out just one item from your typical breakfast routine for something more liver-friendly. Whether it's replacing your sugary coffee creamer with unsweetened almond milk or switching from packaged granola bars to a homemade, nutrient-packed smoothie, these changes will start to add up over time. Consistency is key, and as you begin to prioritize your liver health, you'll likely notice improvements in your overall energy levels, mood, and digestion. Your liver is one of the hardest working organs in your body, but it's also one of the most resilient. With the right care and attention, it can continue to function at a high level well into your senior years. By making smarter choices about what you eat for breakfast, you're not just preventing liver damage, you're also supporting your body's ability to stay healthy and thrive. For seniors, this kind of proactive care is vital to maintaining a high quality of life as you age. Instead of letting harmful breakfast habits continue to deplete your liver's resources, make the conscious decision to support your liver health by choosing nutrient-rich, whole foods that fuel your body for the long haul. Remember, it's not about being perfect every day. It's about making better choices consistently. Over time, your liver will thank you, and you'll be amazed at how much better you feel physically and mentally when you nourish your body with the right foods. By eliminating the worst breakfast choices for seniors and replacing them with liver-friendly alternatives, you're taking a huge step towards safeguarding your health and enjoying a more vibrant, energetic future. As always, listen to your body, stay informed, and make the choices that are right for you. The road to better liver health doesn't have to be complicated. It just takes a little awareness, a bit of planning, and the commitment to nurturing your body with the food it deserves. And as you continue to implement these changes, you'll notice that not only does your liver feel better, but your overall sense of well-being will improve, and you'll experience more energy, clearer thinking, and greater joy in your daily activities. After all, our liver is the organ that supports every other function in our body, and by caring for it properly, you're ensuring that you can live your life to the fullest for years to come.